Hello there, everyone. This is Quiversee. Welcome back to the Mega Man Legacy Collection. Last time I just did the all-robot rush. And yeah, it's kind of a lot. But now I have had myself a brief reprieve. So now it is time to go through and do the itemless challenges, aka Buster only. So let's just get started. Go down the list. Mega Man 1. Starting off with Cutman, which is good because I'm pretty sure he has like a weakness to the Buster. Right? You take more damage from the Buster? Yes. You are a good place to start. Hello. That being said, you are still a pain in the butt to hit. Ouch. Okay. 1 down, 5 to go. Like, Mega Man 1 is going to be one of the easier ones, just by merit of the fact that it's only got 6 robots instead of 8. Even though one of those robots is Fireman. Gutsman ain't too great either, considering what just happened. Like, he just encroaches on you. Jeez, Gutsman! Uh-oh. Aha! I'm over here now! This is gonna be the way I have to deal with this. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm gonna die! 2 down! 4 to go! Hi, Bomb Man! How's the bombs? I could have used these a little bit ago. You are actually Did I get hit by the explosion? I just didn't see it. I was kind of focused on Bomb Man and was dodging through my peripheral vision. That might not have been smart. But as I was about to say, Bomb Man is thankfully... Okay, the explosions go a little bigger than I thought. That's what it is. But barring what just happened there, Bomb Man is actually not that hard. I say as he is now fighting much more intelligently and kicking my butt a bit. Because all he does is jump and throw his bombs. And as long as you can avoid where the bombs are going to be exploding, you're fine. You worry me given how little damage I am dealing. Oh my lord. Yeah, you're only taking like 1 hit at a time. Ugh. And considering how busted the Electman weapon is, like, you scare me almost as much as Fireman at this point. That being said, you do have the added weakness of being kinda knocked back by the Buster. Ugh. Honestly, I kinda wish that I started with you or Fireman now instead of Cutman. That way I could get you out of the way at the beginning. Like, dude, this is blatantly unfair. It takes me like 8 hits against him to equate 1 hit of his against me. Like, come on. And it's like, depending on what he does, there are times where it's impossible to dodge his attack. The fact that my Buster is only dealing 1 damage at a time against him is kind of absurd. Man, I'm starting to think you might be worse than Fireman. Like, out and out. Then again, that entirely depends on if Fireman takes only 1 point of damage as well. But yeah, like, I haven't even gotten you down to half yet. I don't know how I'm expected to do this. I'm effectively fighting a boss monster here with about 30 hit points, while I have the equivalent of 3. I gotta admit, another thing that kind of doesn't help here, the presence of these blocks. I wish I could get rid of them. Like, I'm not jumping up there because it's safer. I'm jumping up there because I need to make some distance. Okay, what about this? Like, if I just try and stay over here. Ah! Elec Man, why are you the way you are? Wait. Elec Man! I think his body does less damage than his bolts. Why are you the exception to the rule? So if that's the case, the name of the game is Close Quarters Combat. Like, you still deal more damage to me than I deal to you. But you deal significantly less damage than your bolts do. Although you hit me with one there and now I'm dead. But look at that, I got him down to half. So that's your gimmick. Okay. Ugh. Dang it! But yeah, I still feel like this is a bit like, how do they expect you to do this? Like, obviously, this isn't something that was expected back in the day when Mega Man 1 first came out. You know, the expectation was to fight one of the easier bosses and then get a weakness, which in this case would be Cutman, who is actually weak to the Buster. But I'm talking about the people that set up these doggone challenges. And it sucks because I know that what I'm trying to do is possible. I'm sure it's even possible to do hitless. But possible and reasonable are not equivalent in this situation. And it might just not be possible for me. I genuinely do not know. I genuinely don't know if I am capable of this. Alright, back at the Electric Demon. How you doing, Elec Man? I'm just gonna stand here and die. Eesh. You... I'm gonna get you. Come on. Dang it. This is actually kind of working. I had to open my mouth, didn't I? But still, I feel like that at this point, this might be what I need to do, is try to find like a way to get him stuck in a place where he's like constantly shooting over me or something to that effect. Like, I'm getting him lower than I was before. Not by much, but by a little bit. Dang it. Why is it sometimes that hits me there, but sometimes it doesn't? That space seems like it's relatively safe. But then he occasionally shoots me and it hits me. I mean, right there, it's obvious, but, you know. Wait a minute. Oh, hello. I didn't even think about this, but his jumps, those have felt a little bit erratic, but it's only when I shoot. Wait a minute. Oh, hold the phone. Hold the phone. I got something here. There's a way to do this. There's a way to do this. He jumps every time I shoot. So what I need to do is shoot the split second I see him raise his hands to try and shoot me. That's when I fire. Don't shoot like crazy, otherwise he goes crazy. Uh-oh. Oh man, no! I had him there! I had him there! He kept trying to shoot me from up there and it messed up! There's a way to do this. I'm starting to see it. I don't think I'm going to be winning overall this run, but I feel like I might be beating Elect Man. Dang it! Okay, I'm not beating Elect Man. I'm just gonna go ahead and restart. I'll see you back at Elect Man because I need to keep practicing that. There is a method to that madness. All right, Elect Man. I just need to find the right place to get you stuck, and we can move on with our lives. Dang it! No, too soon. Remember, only when I see him raise hands. If I can get him, like, he seems to want to keep trying to fire from, like, the same general areas. And whenever I end up messing it up, I lose the rhythm. I almost did it! I almost freaking did it! This just takes some serious focus. And me not screwing up immediately. And the scary thing is, I'm gonna have to do this again in the all-robot rush. son of a gun! And now I still gotta deal with ice and fire! Though I'm not really all that afraid of ice. That being said, he's still gonna be a little bit tricky. Oh, geez. Okay, so he doesn't actually come all the way over here. Which means it's literally just a matter of timing my jumps, and that's it. Okay, so obviously he is going to be a little bit tricky, but he's not going to be like... He's not going to be unfair like Fireman or absurd to fight like what I had to do to deal with Electman there. It's just timing tiny hops. Darn it! Almost got him! Of course, he also is dealing so much damage that I die in 3 hits. Which is absurd. Oh. Okay, that... literally jumped right into that one. Crap. That one was my own dang fault. If I didn't do that jump at the beginning, I would have won. Ah! Darn it. So close. I keep dying at like the same spot. And it's always on the second volley that I get hit on. Unfortunately, I'm running out of time. Darn it. Like, even if I beat Iceman, I don't think I'm gonna have enough time to finish with Fireman. Darn it! Yeah, there's no way. I'm not even gonna have enough time to beat Iceman there. I gotta restart again. Man, this is all just for the Mega Man 1 bosses, and I've already been going for about half an hour. This is... I am genuinely wondering if I'm gonna be able to do this. Ugh, even knowing how to deal with Elect Man, it is, different beast entirely for the execution. Took me several attempts just to get back to where I was with the loop on him. So now I've, don't have the most time to deal with Iceman here. Unless we forget, there's still a fireman after this. Why am I so bad at dodging that part? Alright, so far so good. Oh! Don't get overconfident. 2, 1. Got him! Okay, time for fire! I am fully expecting to die, but let's see how this goes. Oh, thank goodness. You take more damage than Elec or Iceman do. You're not gonna be that bad. If I was not facing fire, if I could have done that without dying there. Fireman is actually not the worst one of here. It's frickin' Elect Man and Iceman that are the problem children. Like for Fireman, I just gotta face tank him. Well, okay. I think I know how I'm gonna figure out my capability of doing this. So, I did that in about 5:50, just shy of 6 minutes. Well, let's see how I do on Mega Man 2. Starting off with Heat Man. I am not expecting this to be any amount easier than 1, really, as a whole. In fact, I'm expecting it to be harder overall, but without anybody that needs anything quite as silly as what I needed for Elect Man. Oh, okay, so I thought that Heat Man would only do his little fly trick there if I hit him with bubbles. But no, I just have to hit him at all. So I can use the same strategy. Alright. Well, now that I understand that, I should be able to handle him. Although I don't know how you're supposed to avoid that first volley. Oh, come on. Really, dude? I never really noticed before, but the timing on when he initiates his flights, somewhat random. Dude! Yeah, like there he waited longer than he normally did. So I'm left unsure how best to handle. And there he basically went instantly. Ah, dang it! Heat Man, I did not expect you to be this tough. But then again, you are a Robot Master who opens with an undodgeable attack, so what do I know, apparently? Maybe the gimmick is I just need to get farther away from him so that he flies farther. Okay, yeah, that seems to be mostly doing it. I say mostly because sometimes he just decides he's gonna fly instantly. There we go. Alright, I'm starting to get it. Boom! Okay, Heat Man down. Next is Crash. Ugh, Crash Man without Air Man. Oh, man. Oh, you are a pain. And I think you operate similar to Elect Man. I think that you only jump when I shoot. So if I were to say do that, Yeah, there is some merit to that. Unfortunately, it doesn't help me all that much. And yeah, you're basically tracking me perfectly otherwise. I forgot I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. I'm an idiot. Yes, I forgot I would have to redo Heat Man if I did that. That was... Oddly enough, it was a habit. Alright, now that that's done... Crash Man, I know you're about to kill me. But I need to figure out how you operate. Ooh! Hold on. What if I did that? Okay. Darn it. Ah! That is tough, but you kind of see what I'm doing. The goal I'm going with right now is to shoot him as soon as we get close and then pass under him. Let me just stay away from the bomb. Okay. So yeah, you are basically the Mega Man 2's Elect Man fight for me. Where in order to do it, I'm having to kinda take advantage of your simplistic AI. Oh, why did I do that? I broke the pattern. Okay. I managed to reestablish it. At least, you seem to be a bit easier to get in the loop than with Elect Man. But it's a bit harder to actually hurt you with it because of the way that it operates. I'm getting you, though. Come on. I can't afford to keep missing. Darn it. Darn it. One more. No! No, got it! I was one hit away from killing him, man! Ow. Ow. Come on. The one big problem with this strategy is it takes 1 trillion years to kill the dude. And that's assuming I hit most every time. Jerk. I'm probably gonna die again. Yup, I knew it. Ugh. got him! Yeesh! Bubble Man. Oh boy, you make me a bit nervous. And you're also only taking 1 point of damage. I don't think you're gonna be quite as bad as Crash Man, but I honestly have no idea. Now you're easier to hit at least. A little bit harder to dodge though. And let's not forget spikes. All right, get down here, you. No. Okay. And I can never predict when you're gonna just take a shot at me from the ground. Got lucky there. Alright, I'm gonna shoot from the air. Ah, dang it. Didn't think I was gonna hit. At least your weapons deal far less damage than Crash Man. Next! Airman! Man of Air! You take more than 1 damage at least. But, you have the Wind of Steel on your side. So, I'm not surprised that I died. Honestly, I'm not too afraid of you or Metal Man. And I seem to remember I did beat Quick Man with the Buster Gun before, which basically at this point just leaves Woodman as the remaining factor of fear here. Speaking of Metal Man, hi Metal Man, how you doing? I wish I could give you your own saw back. Ugh, maybe I should have been afraid of you, actually. You're putting up more of a fight than I remember, but then again, the last several times I fought you, I killed you in 2 hits. And I can't do that no more. I'm expecting to run out of time. I think the time limit on this was 8 minutes and change, so there's no way I'm going to be able to kill all of them before that. But I'd like to at least make it past Metal Man and see what's after them to get a little bit of practice in. Man, okay, Metal Man, you are actually tougher than I remembered. But I am beating you. Barely. Woodman, okay. Please don't end at 8:20. Please give me a full round with him. Thank you. For at least a little bit of time. Oh no. You are... I don't know if I'm gonna... I'm genuinely beginning to wonder if I am gonna be able to beat this in any capacity again. I know I've said like 5 times today. But... how? And like, yeah, obviously, you know, I can jump and dodge the rotating leaf shield, and maybe the time jump can dodge the falling leaves, but... number 1, that's kind of a lot to dodge when there's very little tell on the shield throw. Number 2, and more importantly, it's gonna take too long. This is a timed challenge. Speak nothing of how much damage the doggone Shield of Pain does. Let's try and get around him. It's like you can't really get around him safely. I don't know how this is possible. I know it has to be, but how? What the heck? timing on that is just way too strict. I don't know if I can do this. Finally made it back to Woodman. Barely. Alright, just kill me, mister. Ugh, I don't have enough time to try and wait for him, so I need to see if I can, like, just face tank a hit or two and just blast away. Whoa. Oh. Wait a minute. If I... Woodman, I might have a terrible idea. If I can get inside of his shield while it's up, I can hit him through it. This might actually be the way to go here. The problem is I need to be able to survive a bunch of hits. Okay. Hup! There's a method to this madness. Especially because the leaves are easier to dodge over there. Maybe what I should do is get hit straight away like an idiot. Darn it. Or maybe I should just try and learn how to dodge him from over here. Okay, jumping seems to be an effective way to dodge the leaves. Like the falling leaves. Like, obviously, it's how you dodge the one that he throws. It's just a matter of getting the timing on it that sucks. I'm gonna run out of time again, aren't I? Ugh. I'm gonna be honest. I have been struggling with these two challenges combined for over a doggone hour. And that's not even to mention that I then need to do this. I'm not having any fun with any of this. Like, some of these I think would be fine. Honestly, 3 through 6, I think wouldn't be that terrible. Well, okay, maybe 4 through 6, because 3 does have a couple of really nasty ones. And 4 does have Dive Man, but aside from him, I don't think these would be that bad, but just thinking about, like, getting stonewalled by, like, Woodman or something in the all one is just terrifying to me. I'm not going to say for sure that I'm not going to do it, but I am going to say that I, at this moment, really don't want to. So I think I'm going to stop it there. These challenges are just a bit much. Although, I do still kind of want to at least do this one.